Oh my gosh, I had the time messed up. I put the wrong time on there, and I'm sorry. Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. Hey, Bert, I'm sorry about earlier. I feel so bad. Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. Hey, Harlem. Dang it. I'm sorry. This is crazy. Mm-mm-mm. Hey, Harlem. Dang it. I'm sorry. This is crazy. Okay. Welcome back, y'all. Welcome back. Dang. Lord, did Montana come early? Because I don't want to hear it. I know if he came earlier, he gonna let me have it. Thank you, Berta. Thanks so much. All right. We're gonna wait for we're gonna wait just a few more minutes. As you guys come in, hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. And also become a member. You will want to become a member. Oh Lord, what did he have to say, Alberta? He might not come back tonight. I'm so sorry. Thank y'all for hitting the like button as you come in. We appreciate that so much. So we're going to talk about a few things tonight, just because of my curiosity about some things, and I want y'all to help me with it. I just need y'all to help me with it on a couple of things, and then we're going to talk about. Oh, I hate that white hair in my head. Montana, where you at? Happy Saturday, everybody! Happy Saturday! Thank y'all for being here. Thank you so much. I hope that you guys will indulge in the conversation with us tonight. We're going to talk about several different topics. Um, oops. Okay. All right, y'all. So my guest that's coming, our guest that's coming, Ali, sent me his picture, and the filter that is on there made him look like he have lipstick on. So I gotta go over there and take it off really quick. I have to delete it. He just texted me. That's funny. How do I delete it? There we go. Delete it. Delete. That looked funny. I'm coming, y'all. I'm coming. I'm coming. I'm coming. Let me get this off of here for him. It didn't do it on Instagram. Okay, I think Instagram is good. All right. So again, happy Saturday. Let me drop the link because tonight's just open night. We just gonna talk about several different topics. I did drop a couple of videos that I worked on, like started last night, and I finished them today. And I was like, let me go ahead and post these. Copied. So anybody that wants to come up, if y'all have other things that y'all want to talk about besides what I have lined up, that's fine. But come on up and talk to me. It's Saturday. We just hanging out. We just hanging out. Um, and do what we do. Do what we do over here. Again, Just to ditto what Harlem is saying, happy Saturday. Please be sure to hit the like if you haven't subscribed. Go ahead and subscribe to our channel. And also share this live out. And a free way to support is just hit that like button to keep us in the algorithm. Please, we would appreciate it. It's good vibes over here, you guys. Only good vibes over here. And we lit. It's lit. So yeah, that's what we doing over here. So anytime you want to hit the link, go ahead. So I'm going to get started on a couple of things before I get into JayZ, because I do have a video that I did. It was about 15 minutes long on JayZ. But instead, what I did was, I hope I deleted that. Instead, what I did is I just waited till we came over on here tonight to talk about it. And then I saw that Harlem had sent me some information that I wasn't aware of. So I'm glad about that. So I want to talk about Tisa Tales for a little bit. Just for a little bit. So there, I mean, this I don't know what you call it. I don't know, it feels like a campaign against Tisa Tales, and it's because of her reporting and the things that she was reporting. So I was listening to this YouTube channel. It just popped up. It was a new person. I don't even remember his name, but he is so upset with Tisa because he feels like Tisa Tales is coming out with information that is false. He said that she's even putting things in her title to lure you over there, and she never talks about what the title is about. I haven't experienced that with Tisa, and then I really haven't listened to her a lot since the trial, since post trial. I haven't listened to her a lot. I've been busy trying to create and get my channel right, but I can remember a few years back where it didn't feel right for me. And so I backed off until it did. And in the midst of that, I started losing like subscribers. Like my channel was lit, right? And for whatever reasons, and I felt like I was innocent, and other people didn't. And everybody, you're not going to be able to please everybody. So I feel so, y'all might say something different, but I feel sorry for Tisa in that every time you get on YouTube or anytime you see anything, it's all bashing Tisa. Now listen, Tisa has created her channel and has made a huge platform. And this guy was saying, you can't, and somebody else was saying the same thing too, saying that you can't blame, I think it was Nick at Night actually, you can't blame everything on jealousy. If people are not doing the right things, you have to sometimes call them out, right? And so it feels like these people are calling Tisa out for the most part. Now, there are some people who have, kind of stood up for Tisa, and Tisa Tales she stood up for herself too. What got me, and the reason I wanted to talk about it really briefly, is Tisa was talking about in her title, Diddy's plot to escape prison. I didn't know what, she would, did she mean he was planning on putting something together so he could get out, sneak out? Or was she talking about his plan to escape prison because his defense is going to work really hard for him and get him out? I didn't know. I was not really understanding that. However, I just wanted to come and say in her defense that, well, just period. When I know, Berta, when you are out here creating this content and putting this content out, we as content creators, we have to understand that everybody out here is watching, and some people will like you, some people won't. But at the end of the day, I feel like as a content creator, just keep the information to the truth. right? If you don't know, then don't speak on it or say this is just my opinion or whatever, because people get irritated if they find that you're not telling the truth. So there's been some blogs that came out and said, here is where Tisa lied. So here's my proof. And they would play it and then they would show receipts where that was not even true. Tisa's on her own campaign saying, oh, yeah, by the way, I'm a federal informant, because that's what they're calling her, right? Do I believe she's a federal informant? No. I mean, unless I see something different, I don't think she is. Like, listen, I want to give her, even if y'all don't, okay, I get it. But I want to give her flowers for even being bold enough to go out there and cover the trial, how crazy it was out there, and how she took some lashing out there, but she still stood her ground and she's still rolling today. And I know, like, she don't feel good about this. Like, I know she don't like what's going on, because nobody likes to be badgered like that. And so, what are y'all feeling about Tisa? I know we talked about it, but can y'all give her the benefit of the doubt, or are we just done with Tisa Tells? Hey, Bridget, happy Saturday. I don't know if you've already made it to LA or going, but safe travels. And I'm glad that you stopped by here tonight just to check us out. Tonight, we just chilling. We talking about a little bit of everything, including JayZ and his son. Excuse me, his alleged son is, we don't know that. There's no proof of that. So let me not. But anyway, back to Tisa Tells. I also wanted to say that during the trial, Tisa gave us some good information. She also, I'm gonna leave it there. So, what are you guys feeling about Tisa? I think I see what Berta is saying. What is everybody else thinking about Tisa Tells? The floor is yours, Harlem.
So I've always been back and forth with Tisa. I first found Tisa during Shanquella Robinson's case.
Uh-huh.
You remember her? Yeah,
Yes.
that's when I found her. But like I said, there's been times where it's just like she puts out some information that's not right. And because I know it's not right, because like I do my own research. I
Right.
don't like just per se listen to what everybody tells me. I go and look and find things myself. So I know
Absolutely.
that there have been times that she's put out some misinformation, and like that's when I leave her, and then I may go back and listen to her here and there. But like to me, like I told you, when she put out some misinformation and she just doesn't come back and corrects it and apologizes or anything. She just keeps on going. And I mean, I applaud her for what she did during the trial. She grew her channel. She was on Nancy Grace. She was on
A lot.
I
Yeah.
think ABC. It was a few things that she was on, and I applaud her for all of that. But you got to be honest and truthful with things.
I think so. I think that and I agree totally. I totally agree with that. I mean, she really did grow. She was out there to work. She went to work. But again, in the same token, you have to, even if you get it wrong, you have to be big enough, put your big girl panties on and say, I messed that up, y'all. What's so hard about that? I don't understand what's really hard about saying I messed up. Because I think for my people, like when I mess up or if I mess up, I owe it to you guys to say I got that wrong, but here's what is right? Why is that hard? I've never heard her come back and say, y'all, I messed it up. I did not tell that right. And I think that with everybody else that's coming for Tisa, that's all they wanted, like for her to own it. And she hasn't owned it. But I still, just the way my heart is set up, I just feel sorry for her. but she's standing her own ground. But I think you can't stand your own ground rightfully. I don't know how to say this. If you know there's information out there that's not right, and people are showing you, look, this is what's right. This is what you said wasn't right. So I don't know. I just feel sorry for her. And she probably like, girl, don't be feeling sorry for me, because she's pretty feisty too. But again, I will continue to watch Tisa. I will continue to, if I, hear something like you, Harlem, like if it ain't right, or if she goes on her yawning tantrums, I don't like that. I don't like when she be yawning a whole bunch. And so I just click off. But other than that, a lot of people are, Berta, a lot of people are disappointed because she came up from Shanquilla. She came up. I saw her. That's where I found her as well, Harlem. And I was like, whoa. And it was kind of quick how she built her channel. A lot of people, there's a few people that I was listening to saying, Tisa will give you this, like how she's animated, and she give you this, oh my God, it's real. And then you get in there, it's like, that ain't even right, or that ain't even what you said, and that's the turnoff. I think that's the turnoff for
Right. All it is you have to own up to your wrongs. Because like even you have Armon in your
I'm going to
thumbnail.
talk about him too.
Okay, so Armon, they went after him for the oil.
Yes,
For the oil party after the thing. But see, a subscriber, and I came to Armon late, but a subscriber of his would know that was a running joke with his subscribers. The more oil, more oil.
Yeah.
But he came back and he offered apology how many times? 2, 3 times.
Yes, he went on TMZ and he said what's her name? On Linnell, the comedian.
Yeah.
He came, he was like, she told me that was a bad look, Armon. And he knows that it was, if he's trying to go where he's trying to go, right? But he came back and he said, like, I follow him a lot. I was listening to him when he was on Foxo, right? But I knew because he started, like when this baby oil thing came out, he started talking about it on his channel. And like he said, he was being animated in the room and he would show us and he would put the oil on, and that became a thing for him and his followers. People that didn't know that was very offended. Like to the point where they're like, that's the end of Armon. But I don't think that's the end of Armon, because he was big enough to say, man, I didn't know I was offending these people, and I'm sorry. I no more of that. Like, I know how to handle myself moving forward. I apologize for that.
And he apologized like 3 times. He apologized on his channel. He was on Angela Yee on the radio. He was on TMZ. Tisa has not owned up to anything. And people keep giving her money and she keeps taking it and what have you. Like, come forward and just apologize for something.
That's the thing. People are giving her money and they just want the truth. She lost some subscribers for that, but she's big enough. She also, she built that thing up in New York. But we're supporting you. We're giving you cash money to be boots on the ground. Like, they supported that girl to the core. And all people want is an apology. And I don't know now if it's too late, because she keeps ignoring it, that's what they want. And I don't know. That's how I feel about Tisa and what she has going on. But I do, wish her the best. And I hope for her that because she's on big platforms. Like, they even said Nancy Grace, they called Nancy out. You letting somebody on your platform as big as it is, Nancy, and you're not holding her accountable. That's just it. That's all I'm gonna say on Tisa. Alberta, I wish you would come up, because I know that you're super disappointed in her as well. And I just wanted to hear from you too, just to let people know. I would never say, don't go to Tisa because Tisa don't tell. People got to experience that for themselves. So I would never say, don't go listen to people. But just go experience yourself if you don't know who she is. Tisa got some good content. She's very entertaining, but I would love it. I want the entertainment and I want the good content with the truth and to be able to say, ooh, I messed up. What you gonna do? Get a whooping? Get a belt whooping? Just say you messed up. That's it.
Right.
That's it.
Right, because it's just the point. She even told Nancy Grace, like, do you know who Nancy Grace is? Tisa
Right,
tells. She
right.
told Nancy Grace that they were at the court trying to come for her.
I heard she said that like they had to run and get her out of there or something. Like I didn't see that.
And that's not what happened. That's not what happened. We all saw it.
Yes, I said now I know if I missed it, Harlem would have caught it, or I know if I'm somebody would have caught it on video. You know, right? I never saw that happen. I saw them come for her when she was barricaded with her bodyguards.
Her bodyguards.
But she had her bodyguards there, like she didn't like nobody was gonna be able to cross the lines, like hurry and get her out of there. They're getting ready to jump her or get her. I don't know. I just didn't see that. Bert, are you up?
Yes, I'm up. Hi, faces. I'm
Hi,
trying
Bert.
to, hey, I'm trying to really get back into her. I'm one of them people that would, support her channel and give a donation. And, like I thought, like in the beginning of the trial, I felt like she was really doing her thing out there, but as time went by, she was given a lot of false information.
Mm-hmm.
And for her to leave it that way and don't address it, because everybody makes mistakes and it's nobody perfect,
Mm-hmm.
and she don't, to me, half the time she don't know what she's talking about. And I just don't want to mess with her, and I'm going to have to change my prescription because she be still trying to take my money. But I'm getting ready to change that right on up.
Yeah, and I think, Berta, that a lot of people are on that. Real quick, I want to shout out Bridget because she is traveling. That's my BFF. Y'all gotta make sure she's okay. But she said in Riverside, California, and I had a horrible experience. Oh my God, I'll call you after the plane broke down. And plane broke. Oh, my friend. Okay, I'll call you after. Your cousin Bert almost had a had some issues there.
I
Your new
know.
okay. We'll talk BFF. But yeah, so I think, Berta, that you're not the only one. That's why I was like, oh, people are unsubscribing to her. But in turn, she did get more people, new people, right? But it
Yes.
doesn't matter how many new people you get, you gotta make sure that you're handling your people right, that you're handling them with care. Because guess what? They're supporting your channel with monetary value. They are standing up for you. They speak up for you. Like my people, like I would never do y'all like that because of how faithful y'all being. Whether it's just us four on there or whether it's 24, 54, 104, it doesn't matter. I know my core, and I would never come out here and just say something just to get clicks and views or just to get, to build my channel. I could build my channel one person at a time, one subscriber at a time, if I know that I'm being faithful and true to my people that come, because that's all we
Right.
want.
Well, that's because you have integrity, and
And I thought
you have
she,
a. I I don't know if she's on some. Sometimes it's hard because that's a big. She really came up during the 8 weeks of the trial with Diddy, you know, and a lot of stuff she was reporting was not true, and people's coming saying
did she get cut off?
and she's just leaving it like that. No,
Yeah.
she's supposed to come in and address that. Listen, y'all, I'm not lying. This is my perspective. I'm giving y'all. This is what happened, and this is how I perceive it. But too many of them saying that she was lying about a lot of stuff.
Yeah. I hate that. I hate it. And so at the end of the day, for me, like I will still probably, I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna go and watch her. Especially if it's like something trending, breaking, and I got a piece of the information that she got a piece, but you got to be careful getting pieces of information from just anybody. Because she has proven, I guess, to other people or to us, because I didn't see some things that she said. That's why I said I got to talk about this, because the other night when we were kind of talking about it and y'all was like, listen, phases, she's like, she came out lying, and I was really going to bats for her. And so I'll watch her, but like you, Harlem, I dip in and I dip out. Just depends. Just depends. So stay that way, BFF. Build it up on your integrity. That's right. And I think that's how we all have to move, like with integrity. And everybody don't do that. Everybody don't stick to their morals and values. But with you knowing me, BFF, that's how we are raised. That's how we move and shape. And if we can't abide by our, I think it's so ingenuous or ingenuine, not genuine, when you can't come out and tell the truth, and you just trying to build your channel, and you're going to build it at whatever cost it is. I don't care if I go and make up a story, or if I start a fight with somebody on YouTube, or because people like that, or if I do this or that or whatever. No, I'm going to be who I am. And if it's one person at a time all year, that's where we are. Like, I didn't get to 9K but just because I was lying and fighting. It took a long time to get to 9K, right? It took a whole bunch of mess and ups and downs to get to 9K, but I still remained who I was. And I just hope that Tisa gets that concept and really take time to really think about it. While you on vacation, Tisa, I see you on vacation, and go meditate by the water or something. Say, what is it that I can come back and tell these people, make it a real genuine, apology, so that people can back off, because they on her neck. They're on Tisa's
Yeah.
And I was so worried.
On her neck.
Hey, I hope this girl don't lose her channel. Like, she worked too hard for it, but just be honest. So anyway, that's Tisa Tells. Now I want to talk a little bit about Armon. When I first, I like Armon's channel. I think Armon is funny as heck. Sometimes he's so funny, he don't even be meaning to be funny, and it's so funny. Hey, Tayari. I hope I said that right. I feel like she really don't care. Well, it feels like that, right? Before we move back, let's get back on Tisa real quick. It feels like that in the fact that Tayari, that she hasn't come and apologized, and she keeps, what she did is she keep flying right by it as though you're not addressing the elephant in the room. And second of all, she's making jokes of it. Like, I'm the feds. You know what I'm saying? Like, these people are for real, because guess why? They pay you money. They pay you. That girl's making money. And so, I don't know. I don't feel like she care enough, because if it came down to it for me, and every corner I turn out here, they on my neck. I gotta do something genuine, to kind of recover. I don't know, but she's moving on. So back to Armon. So I like him. I think he's funny. I love his channel. I loved it when he was on Fox. So I like Armon. Okay. When Armon was covering the trial, at first, Armon wasn't coming outside where the chaos was and getting in the mix of things. And he just was like, this ain't me. When he came out that first time to kind of give us an update, this ain't me. I don't like all these people. And the moment he come out, they come for him. This woman, whoever that woman was, right? But he really didn't like in the mix of that. So when I saw him doing the baby oil thing, the dance, I didn't expect it from him. Was I mad at him for it? No, I wasn't mad at him for it. I was just like, okay, Armon, you out there outside the courthouse doing that? Not because I felt like he was doing it to be offensive or disregard any victim. I didn't take it as that. I took it as he was out there having a good time. The verdict has been read. I've been working my butt off. I've been out here killing it. And I've been talking, like you said, Harlem, If you follow him, you know, your people know, he's been talking about the oil. He done took his shirt off in the room where he's giving his commentary, making videos, his lives, and he would do the baby oil. So people knew. So I didn't take offense to it, but a lot of people did. And a lot of people was like, he needs to recover. He needs to come back because this could be the end for Armon because the victims are offended or could be offended, whatever. What is y'all's take on? I know we talked a little bit about it. Berta, what do you think about Armon and how he came out? But what, to his defense, again, the man stood up in it. He owned it. And now that's why he's not going to fail. That's why his channel is not going to be over. That's why he's not done. He got so much more to give us. And you can do that when you can come forward and say, man, I effed up. I effed it up this time.
Yeah, I like him. I really like him. I like, like I already know he did the baby oil on his channel and stuff. Matter of fact, when he did the interview with one of the escorts, and I thought it was hilarious, because he was just, making a joke, but he's a stand-up guy because he can admit, maybe, I was wrong. Maybe I shouldn't have acted out the way I did with the baby or in front of the courts, like very apologetic. And I like that about him.
And he even explained, like, this is really what it meant, y'all. There's no way that I would offend any victim at all, but this is what we meant. It was for my subscribers, my people that follow me, my fans. He even said, like, I'm still in my feelings about how Diddy did Cassidy, how he said, I can't get past how he jumped on her and beat her and kicked her. He said, so it's not about that. And I know when you were seeing him out there, like when I was seeing it, he genuinely wasn't thinking about like this was getting ready to be a bad thing. He was just genuinely having fun. That's how I took it.
Yeah, I think Armon is good for real.
I do. I think he's going to be good. He's fine.
I think he's fine. Yeah.
Yep. So that's Tisa and Armon. I also wanted to talk about Chris Brown, my homeboy. Now, and if y'all saw my video earlier, I don't know who have or who have not, but I had did a video when he first got arrested in the UK, and I was, saying, what had happened and how I felt about it, and they was like, "Girl, bye," because he doesn't even like black girls, especially dark-skinned black girls or whatever. So who cares? Well, I care. I don't know if he liked black girls. I don't know none of that. What I do know is that he's a great performer. I think he can sing. He do have this. I think he's the bomb. I think he was like if he could minus all of his legal woes and stuff, like he could be he's at the top of his game right now. And he did go back. So he went to the UK. He got arrested. They weren't going to let him out. They was making him sit in jail in the UK. Now I was thinking, now why did you go back to the UK? I would have never went back. It's like almost like they was sitting there waiting for him to come back to arrest him. But anyway, he sat there for a couple of days. They finally gave him a $6.7 million bond in US dollars to get out. Took his visa and everything. He goes back to court. And there are 2 more charges on him. I think you guys heard that yesterday. There are 2 more charges that he's pleaded not guilty. I'm not sure. And the judge is saying that he has to have a residence in the UK while he's going through this, give up his passport, all these things, right? But he still got to do his tour. I'm not sure that I can recall. I don't know if y'all do. I don't recall anybody that I know of that had a court case in the UK. So I don't know how they function. I don't know how they are. I don't know if this is the worst thing ever that could happen to Chris. Like, I don't know. And it's the not knowing that. I'm just sorry for him. I wish this wouldn't have happened to him. Now, am I discounting anything that happened to the alleged victim that's coming out? No. Like, they're even saying he was charged with a weapon of some type. They're calling it something, but it was a tequila bottle. That it was a really bad charge, right? So what are y'all thinking about Chris Brown? Do y'all know? Does anybody know anything about the UK? Have you guys followed anybody that went to court in the UK? Other than what's this top basketball girl's name? And I don't even know if it was UK. I just know it was out of the United States, and she had to stay over there. I think Donald Trump brought her home, or Biden brought her home. What's her name?
What was her name? Grinner, I think, the female
Right.
basketball
Yeah,
player.
yeah, she had a
I
white.
think it was Russia. Was it?
It was, yeah, because she was playing ball over there in Russia, but it was
Yeah, it
overseas.
was Russia, but the UK, I don't know anything about as far as what's going to happen with Chris Brown.
Didn't ASAP Rocky had something going on in the UK some years ago,
I'm
I
gonna have to
believe.
go. I'm gonna go and I'm gonna look and see because I want to know how that went. I'm just like, this is like new because I've never wanted to go out of the United States. I just been scared I'm gonna get stuck over there and they won't let me come home. I don't know, but I never have wanted to go over there. But like Brittany Griner, whatever her name was, like just for that little bit of marijuana, it feels like they tortured her. He $6 million to make bond. Like that's a lot. And I guess probably because he live in the US and maybe if he give up all that money that he won't flee or whatever. But I think if he was to beat the cases, like don't he get some of that money back? I don't know how it works. But I just wanted to come out and talk a little bit about Chris and what he's going through. I know his mom is just devastated. Now we know Chris he don't play. He be having an attitude. He just had the run-in at one of his concerts with somebody that he had gotten into before, right? And beat them up, or his people beat him up, or something. There's Gray. Somebody that he had gotten into. Hey,
Hey
Gray.
guys.
Welcome.
If somebody's talking, I'll just wait for them to stop.
Yeah, I was just going back over what I was thinking about Chris. We're on Chris Brown right now. But nothing really because we don't really know any details about anybody that has been in trouble in the UK and how or what he might be facing and how they're going to treat him, over there. That's kind of where you came in at.
That's why I called in, because I wanted to comment on the Chris Brown situation. I kind of blame this whole thing on ASAP Rocky.
Tell
Now I
us
know,
about it.
now I know you're thinking, girl, how does it get to ASAP Rocky? So I'm gonna bring it all together. Just give me a second.
Okay,
Remember,
hold
I
on,
believe it
Gray.
was Sweden.
Hold on, Gray. The reason that I'm glad you said that because Berta just said, didn't ASAP Rocky have something to do over there with the UK?
Mhm.
Yeah, he
So
got in
It
trouble
wasn't
out
the
there.
UK though. It
yeah,
was Sweden.
Oh,
I
okay.
do believe it was Sweden. It was not the UK, but there was this fight in the street, and he had gotten arrested. Except Rocky. This was during Trump's first term.
okay,
Okay, and so Trump intervened, and he insisted. He was very heavy-handed with the government of Sweden because they didn't want him to leave and come back to the United States. And Trump was like, "No, let him go." And so he pressured him a little bit, and he came back to the United States. So let me tell you why I'm blaming this on ASAP Rocky. Because when he got back and they interviewed him, they said, "How'd you feel about Trump intervening to speak on your behalf?" He said, "Well, I think he really caused more trouble because I was handling the whole thing by myself." So that's why, I just really, really feel, I say this all the time, as Black people, we have to be careful what we're saying, and when ASAP said that, I'm like, even if that was your private thought, we go around the globe, we could get in trouble. I thought it was a good thing to have a president that would intervene on behalf of an entertainer who they had video with the guy in trouble. So now that you have Chris Brown in trouble, well, maybe Trump would intervene. By the way, Trump was the same person who got Brittany
yeah.
Griner, something like that, out of Russia.
So I was thinking it was Biden or Trump. I knew one of them got her out.
She was in there under the Biden administration, as I recall. But I remember Trump having a hand in it. But I think that Trump would probably feel more, like he could intervene in this situation, except for, he's gotten bitten a couple of times. So now, Chris is going to have to go through this. I think the good thing for Chris is that he's extremely popular.
Yeah.
So it's likely that he'll have, if he goes to trial, he'll have people in that jury who may sympathize with him.
Well, I think he's pled not guilty. And then on these 2 new charges, he said not guilty. So I really hope that works for him. Like, I'm not trying, like I said, to discount anybody that was hurt or anything like that. But I hate it for Chris. I hate that he's over there having to go through it. And I hate that if that's the case with A$AP Rocky, that he couldn't be more thankful than to say that, right? Even
it's a difference between, I'm sorry. Go ahead with the other person.
But I think even if he felt like that, he shouldn't have went to tell the whole wide world he felt like that, right? I was handling it on my own. Because you were handling on your own, like, why weren't you home sooner? Like, he got you home. So people's mouth is reckless, like it just is. And so, but Donald Trump is Donald Trump. And if that affected him and he could feel away, then maybe he won't intervene, but he has the power to do that.
Well, actually, I believe in A$AP Rocky's case with the Swedish government, Trump doesn't mind, going beyond, his proper boundaries. He really didn't have a right to tell the Swedish government what to do, but he threatened them with something if he didn't let them go. And I just think that Trump had that type of bravado because it was an American to him, and he saw a way to garner some cachet with the African American community. But I just really think it's important that we watch what we say publicly. And to me, this is a perfect example of that, because you haven't heard Trump try to intervene on this thing with Chris Brown or Diddy.
Not yet at all, other than what he said, that little bit he said about Diddy, that he would look at it, if he felt he was doing wrong, maybe he would, maybe he won't. And that, I mean, he hasn't said anything else.
Somebody had to ask him about that. So,
yep, because he didn't volunteer to say it. They asked him about it. So yeah, that's Chris Brown. I don't know. I just felt like I wanted to talk about that because I was I don't know if you heard me earlier, but because I was talking about Chris, people was like, Chris don't even like black girls. Why are you even posting about him? Well, because I happen to like Chris, and I happen to not want him in jail, going to jail over there. Because
I like Chris a lot. You can catch me watching a Chris Brown dance video anytime. I agree with you. I don't know if he really like quote unquote black girls or not. Sometimes people just get caught up in the environment they're in. Yeah. But he's a brother. He's one of our brothers. So
yeah, that's right. I don't care. I support him. I think he's fire. His performance, his concerts, his whatever. I like me some Chris Brown.
I like Chris too, but I think that Chris still have to grow up. He got to man up. He's not, people still perceiving him because a lot of people still don't like him because of what happened with him and Brianna.
Yeah.
And he got to grow up. He got to mature. I mean, enough is enough.
Yeah, so I do think after that incident at the concert behind stage, when he got into it, like he had kind of like came to his senses of whatever, right? He even, whenever Ray J and Diddy's boys got into it, he's the one that's like, man, y'all both have something to lose. Y'all need to stop, So maybe he was on that mission to be better and to get himself right, but he will pop off, right? He will pop off, but like it's all Alberta, right? It's all in growing up and maturing and realizing that you have so much to lose.
A lot to lose.
And it just ain't worth it. It just ain't worth it. Yeah.
Well, I think the good news is that he has a bond. So I'm very happy about that. London, the UK is a very developed country. So, it's not like Russia. It's not like the situation Brittany Griner was in. So
that's what I was hoping. I was like, I don't know nothing about the UK, but I hope that he's not treated bad. I hope that everything is fair and that they just kind of know. But like you said, he's very famous and they know him over there. And I mean, but I feel like they was just waiting for him to come back so they could get him and arrest him. That's what I feel.
Well, they say it was an incident in the club this particular time.
Oh, see,
Yeah.
you're all over it, girl.
Girl, you know, celebrity gossip is one of my things, you know.
That is it. That is it. So, did you have anything? Oh, Harlem got kicked out.
I don't know what happened.
Did
Something happened with my phone.
Yeah, you're on there twice now. Oh, you was on your.
Let me see. Let me try to leave and come back.
Okay. So while she's doing that, Gray or Alberta, did you have anything else on Tisa, Armon, or Chris before we move on?
Tisa, I used to like Tisa back in the day. I stopped messing with her with the Drake Kendrick beef. She was dragging Drake too bad for me. I couldn't take it.
She was dragging Drake. I was like, whoa, I like Drake. Hold on. Yes, she was.
But before that, I used to like, you know, the way she pop her eyes like that. She get real excited. You know, she look extra. I know she look extra. You know, I used to like it.
That's what they like about her. She's animated. She's animated.
But this time, I heard she been showing her tail during this Diddy trial. You know, I've heard other YouTubers comment on her like they can't stop talking about how bad she's been. With Armon, I just think Armon is so handsome, so talented. I love looking at his smile. I love looking at what he does. I think the baby oil thing, what got him is when they start asking him to come on those shows, you know, Nancy Grace and all this. And, you know, when you start getting to that level, you start getting other ambitions and you change a little bit. You know, if it wasn't for the Nancy Grace and the other little people show he was on, he would still been spraying baby oil on himself outside that court. Because he know we understand. You know what I'm saying?
Right. But once you get to a certain level, you gotta once you get to a certain level, there's some things that you gotta step back and say, okay, this is not because there could be other opportunities. Somebody see the baby oil thing, not knowing, be like, I don't know, this is how he acting. We can't bring him on this. You know what I'm saying? But he realized,
and they don't think he was faking, and he wasn't faking. No. You know.
But the good thing about it, and we just had this conversation before you came on, is that he understands it and he came and apologized and he knows how to move and shake. He knows what not to do and what is okay to do, right? He's his own boss. He can do what he want to do, but he cares enough to say, look, you know, I'm at a 10, I need to come to a 5, maybe, you know, in certain circumstances, because I like who he is. I love his channel. I think he's funny. I think his teeth are beautiful. Like, that's how I feel about him. Yeah.
Yeah. So I love to see him when they show him walking down the street and he have on his crop tops and stuff. I love to see him owning himself. I'm so happy, you know, for people in the LGBT community. When I see him, I'm so thankful that they get to be that free. Yeah. But it was just a little tiff to me, but you know, I don't know how to play to the mainstream people.
All right. Yeah. You know, these are new people like looking at him too. Like they built their channels really well during the trial, even more. And it was new people, you know, new people watching. And some people, like you said, you are not going to be able to please everybody. Who you are, stick to your integrity, stick to your morals and your values, tell the truth. If you messed up, go say I messed up. It's okay to say I messed up. And I think, again, that's what people got their foot on Tisa's neck about, is not owning up. So that's them. So
Harlem, you back, Harlem?
Maybe.
Yeah, I'm back.
Okay, good. I saw you sitting there. I was like, let me see if she's back. Okay, so now I'm gonna see if I can get this up here because I want to move on to JayZ. And so JayZ got a lot going on, right? But this particular night, we're gonna talk about JayZ and the Ledge Son. and I'm going to see if I can get what was sent to me on here. Maybe. Okay. So with that said, did it come? All right. So let's just kind of go over what I know, what I think, because I did it, like I said, I did a video, but I didn't really get to, I just didn't post it because I knew we would talk about it tonight. So I found out that from listening, you know, and trying to figure this thing out, that the Ramir, I think I'm saying it right, his mom. So his mom tells him, you know, that she had relations, or that JayZ is his, that Sean Carter is his dad. He said he was so young, he didn't understand that who Sean was, but that he knew that that was his dad, or could be his dad. Well, what I find out, because I really wasn't digging into this when he first came out, right? But that he actually for real did date his mom for a while. But what I did not know is that when they did have relations, she said that they used protection, but it broke. Here's my problem with JayZ is, and we may have talked about this another night, but my problem with, or my question to him is this: if you want him to go away so bad, then why not go ahead, if, and you know, why not go ahead and just take the test? Is he not taking the test because he knows that he had relations with this young man's mother, and that there is a possibility that he could be his son? Is he worried that possibly with her being underage when she got pregnant by allegedly Sean Carter, that possibly he could get in trouble for it? Or could he not get in trouble for it because she's no longer with us to say, you know, this happened, but yet the product is here, right? What are y'all's thoughts around everything that has happened? Before we get into this, I want to read this right here that I got. So this has been going on for a long time, and I may not be reading it because it's too little for me to read. Harlan, can you see it? But heading for a $1 billion divorce. When was this put out, Harlan?
This is from the National Enquirer. This is 2017.
So this is 2017. Let me see. So JayZ teen ex scandal, love child's mother was a teenager. So that was my thing. I'm not going to read it. It's up there. But I want to know what you guys' thoughts are. Why do you think it's so hard for JayZ? Is it just because I'm JayZ, or do you believe that he is concerned about possibly being in trouble, or possibly Beyonce saying, if it is, I'm walking, I'm over, I'm gone? Because at the end of the day, he's before her kids, right? Why do you guys think it's so hard for JayZ to go take the DNA to make him go away if you really saying that it's not my child? Anybody can start. Anybody can chime in. Anybody?
Me, in all actuality, I feel that he believes to a degree that it is his child, and he doesn't want to put himself out there like that, because they've been filing claims and lawsuits and been going against him for years. And for years, things have slipped through the cracks, through the courts. They've dismissed things and what have you. And with the money that he has, he can make things just disappear like that.
Yeah, I think it's a power thing. And I think that with his whole heart of hearts, you cannot look at this young man and just like, no, that ain't his. Like, even if you don't think it, you'll have like, maybe it is, because he looks so much like him, right? I feel like, yeah, he, especially if he know he had, there are people that was around them, like the godmother, her best friend, and plus some of his friends that were around him that can attest to the fact that they was literally seeing each other. They was messing around. And so all it takes is one time. But the fact of the matter is, she said they did use protection, but it broke and she came up pregnant. I feel like he's like now speaking out again, now saying, like, leave me alone. Now this is harassment, right? The judge has ordered him to take the DNA test. How he said he just found out about this in June. Give him some more time to respond. But how can you, with a judge saying or ordering you to take a DNA, how can you not go take the DNA? But my question is, does anybody on this panel, does anybody in this chat believe that if it were to be JayZ's child, that he could be charged for anything with her being underage at this late date?
I don't think so, Phases. I don't think because that's something that happened. That boy's 30 years old. That's something that happened back then. The mother passed away. I think really the young man needs some type of closure, and for JayZ to now be, have kids and able to raise kids, and he should allow this young man to get some type of closure.
Yeah, but do you feel like it's his obligation to do that?
Yeah, I feel that way. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And why do you feel it's because he did actually have relations allegedly with his mom?
Yeah, her and probably a whole bunch of other younger women. I mean, but this one is saying, he's saying to you, and I don't know how many other kids that may come out the woodwork, because I know he had a child with somebody else before Beyonce. So this son's supposed to be his first child. And I think, if he's been asking him for this for over a year, quite a few years, why not give that boy closure? Especially if you feel you're not his father.
That's why I think that's where I am. Not that I feel like he's obligated to do it, but if you are saying with your whole heart of hearts that he's not yours, go get the swab. Let him swab your mouth. And then you can prove, like, man, leave me alone. I told you. And the young man is saying, listen, even if he's not, hey, Rachel, even if he's not welcome, even if he's not, he's saying, I can eat that. I'm good. I just want to know. I just need closure. But yet he is also, though, Ramir is saying he, like, some college funding that he missed out on. He ain't asking for child support, back child support. But there was a couple of other things. He said it wasn't about money, but yet, it probably wouldn't hurt. I don't know. I just don't understand. But you know what? JayZ does have a lot going on. He has a lot to lose. I don't know how people, how people are, how people would accept the fact that he might be, if it came out to be his. What is he has his wife to answer to. He got other kids, his kids with Beyonce to answer to, if it were to become a positive 99.9999, you are the father. So maybe it's just the fact that he has so much to lose.
I think that he's been fighting this for about 11 years.
Long time.
Yeah, long time. Ramir, he did an interview with Tasha K.
Mm-hmm.
And he talked about this in depth. And not only has JayZ and his team been fighting this, they've been really heavy-handed. They've cost them money, things like that. When all this started, apparently Ramir had a legal father on paper, a legal stepfather. And I think that is why he thought, okay, case closed, because the courts was like, well, if you have a legal father, this is a done deal. But the stepdad was able to prove that he was just a stepdad and he relinquished his rights. And now the pursuit is on. So I think back 11 years ago when all this started, it may have come as a bit of a surprise to JayZ that this kid considered himself his. I think the mistake he made was back then. he should have taken a test and owned up to it
Then,
back then.
that's where I really agree. Like when it came out, let's just stop playing with it. Let's just see right now.
Yeah.
So that
And
later on, like today, it ain't happened. Yeah, it's not coming back to bite you. Yes.
I think
Sorry.
it's probably a couple of reasons he hasn't done that though. He didn't
Tell
want to
me
do that at the time. Well, he probably has 2, 3, 4 other kids also.
Berta said
Uh,
that.
it's just my guess. And if this one is successful, rest of y'all gonna come, cause you know he had a bunch of money. Count Ramirez's age back. You know he had, but he was slanging that thing all over the place. He don't know what happened. So if he's gonna put his, and that's another thing. Once your DNA is on file, you don't get to choose anymore. The state of whatever state they're in, they have it. So now any and everybody could match it up there. You know, could be some crimes that it could get matched to somehow. Also, based on the young man's age and the mother's age, it could be proven that the child was conceived when she was a teenager. Now, for a normal man, that wouldn't be a problem. But for a man who's already in a spotlight, you already have the shark circle, you already smell the blood in the water, you could see how somebody could, you know, retroactively, you know, impose some kind of, you know, this law applies to your situation. And now we need to look at it, you know, criminally. And it's along the lines of a sex crime, right? And what if the other mothers are younger too, if they come out? But when it's all said and done, the best way for him to handle this is to take the test.
I think so. Just take the test.
And don't try to use somebody else's DNA.
Yeah.
Don't
Just be honest. Like I think honest is best. But like you said though, like it could be more, and then what?
I think the best thing is to own up to it. I think at the time when all this started, if you listen to JayZ talk, what he wanted to be more than a rapper was a respectable businessman.
Yeah.
So he feels like, you know, I got my Beyonce, literally, right? And these are my respectable kids and my respectable family. And I don't want to go around being somebody's baby daddy. You know, I think that's how all this started. But, you know, the facts are the facts.
Yeah.
And
you were where you were, and you can't change that. Just
you cannot. Yeah. So it really with the way that the problem is he's waited to now, you know, he just got finished with this potential lawsuit, less than 6 months ago.
Yep.
So these people, if he gets proven to be anybody's father, you know, Ramirez saying now it's not about the money. It's absolutely about the money. It's not the only thing, because if that's your father, that's your father. But your father happens to be a billionaire.
That's it. And here's my thing with that. I also said that I wonder if it wasn't JayZ that his mom told him was his father, and it was just some regular man, hard-working class man, would he be fighting as hard? Once the man said no, I'm not taking the test. He ain't a JayZ, he ain't a billionaire. He's just regular people, right? Would he pursue it this hard? Is it really that you just want to know if he's your father and know nothing else? Or what are your intentions?
I think people do pursue things this hard. You know, they do. People, that's something that's really critical to who we are, identity, right? So, I mean, if it wasn't JayZ, he wouldn't have to fight this hard, right? He might have to show up at the guy's house every now and then with a DNA test, try to get him to take it, try to get the uncle to take it or something like that. But he probably wouldn't have to go through all this. But would it be on his mind? Probably, yeah.
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely. But if he was a homeless man living under the bridge, would you still do it? Or would you
Probably
still
so. He just wait till he knocked out and just swab his cheek. He wouldn't have to
take some DNA.
People want to know, right? Inquiring minds want to know.
Yeah. That's funny.
But if this is true, this is a lot more to fight for. You know, I definitely see your point. This is a lot more to fight for. And how
Nah,
bad is this going to make JayZ look? I mean, this guy will have interviews all over the place. And
mhm.
they'll talk about how he was raised in squalor and poverty, and Jay knew. And yeah,
That's why
so
Jay ain't doing it. That's why he's not doing it. He's like, he ain't got time for that. I don't have time for that. Just go
well, he
leave.
needs to get on the other side of it. He needs to privately have it done. If that's his son, he needs to talk to him. They need to, come up with something really, some damage control situations really quickly, because he's not going to be able to outrun this.
No. So even if he's saying that, he's like, this is harassment. You keep bothering me. It's already been thrown out. You keep coming for me. Do you still feel like a judge will still make him pursue it and make him take this test?
Absolutely.
And I
That
feel
you
like,
see, the judge told him to
yeah,
submit the DNA.
yep. And I also feel like, since you know the judge is on this is the page the judge is on, you should be sitting Beyonce down right now. You know what I'm saying? There should be some type of conversation had. No, I'm not saying that they haven't, but there's got to be something in place, like, for him, because you are JayZ, but I don't know how he would handle this. I don't know what that looks like.
Girl, do you know Beyonce know all about this situation?
Right. What are they going to do? Is she threaten to leave? Like, then if you know, tell your
No,
husband.
she ain't threatening to leave him. You ain't
Tell,
listen to him tonight.
tell your husband to go take the test.
She may have, but he's his own man.
True. You can look at it so many different ways.
She may have, but he's definitely his own man.
Yeah. No.
But I'm pretty sure if the world knows, she knows.
Oh yeah, she see it. And so, but I'm just saying, what are we dragging our feet for? Because he don't want to do it. He's adamant about it.
Because he doesn't want that DNA on file.
But just like Ramirez said, he's like, well, I'm not going nowhere until, I'm not going to give up on this. I feel like if my mom would have said, this is who, I probably would have, that's all the more reason I would want to know and pursue it. Just because my mom told me that.
Well, clearly JayZ was hoping that he would give up. So 11 years says no, he's not going to give up.
He ain't giving up. He said, I don't even care if it come back and you're not my father. I can take that. I can do that. Just let me know. And I think the right thing to do is to take the test, but JayZ's just not doing it. He just ain't. So,
well, that he's going to be in contempt if he continues not to. So
his lawyer and him are supposed to be preparing something so they can respond to it, because he just found out about it.
Yeah, well, it's only so many responses you can have. It's only so many responses you can have. This, to me, this is not a good fight. This is not something you want to fight. I don't see how you can win. The only way you can win is that the person gives up. But seeing as the young man will not give up, I don't see how he can win this. Now, if he takes that test and that's not his son, he's gonna feel real dumb for fighting this all these years. Right?
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. That, like you said, maybe he should have just took it when it came out. And that's just before you're married, before all that, so you don't have to deal with it. Just take it. Wouldn't do it.
I think so. Because then whatever kid, I think he was really trying not to have his DNA on file with whatever state that they're dealing with. Okay. Which I think this young man is in Philadelphia. Because then you can have other people test against it and you don't even have to submit it anymore. You only have to submit it one time. So I think he was trying not to have that happen by fighting this one person. Like, hey, this is not worth it. Go away. Mm-hmm. But, he's just worth too much and he's too popular for it to go away.
This man is a billionaire. I was listening to Choke No Joke, and he was saying he thinks this will be the downfall of JayZ. Not all these alleged R words and all that stuff. It'll be this that would be his downfall. think it would be it would be a bad look for him if that he came back and he was his and you just wanted to avoid him instead of like stepping up and saying, okay, man, I was with your mama, let's see what it is, right? That would be the easy way. But I think that he would get pushed back, but I don't think that would be the fall of JayZ. Just my opinion.
Why did Choke No Joke say that this would be his downfall?
So I don't have a clue. So he's the one that was, he did a whole video over it, was saying that, all his friends were around him. Jay know that they know he was with her, and that the godmother knows that he's with her. And he said, but this right here, I feel like is going to be could be his downfall, not the other stuff. This right here. By that time, I was
in all actuality, I don't think he could be charged for anything because the mother is not here.
That was my thing. I was thinking, well, even so, like, how are they going to charge him? Because you have to have a warm body sitting on the stand saying, yeah, this happened to me. But then I was saying, well, what if, because if it came back his, even though mom has passed away, you still have the product here. I'm the child. Here I am. You're like, right? Would he still have to have mom here to be?
Because she had an affidavit that she put her story and she signed, it was notarized and what have you. She was transported, she was a minor. Yes. He could be charged, but she's not here. So would anything happen?
Mm-hmm. Wow. That's a lot. It's a lot. And it's a lot. What makes it a lot is because he's a freaking billionaire. Causes all kind of problems because of that. So that's JayZ. That's his alleged son, and we're gonna continue to follow it because I want to get down to the fact of the matter. Are you going to take the test, Jay? Are you going to go ahead and take the test? Because the judge told you had to, and just because you're a billionaire, you still have to follow the law. If you was anybody else, the judge demands you to take the test. You got to go take the test.
Yeah, if he would have taken that test 11 years ago, everybody would be over this by now, even if there were other children.
I wouldn't even be talking about it. Yeah, topic. It wouldn't even be a topic. But here we are. So before we get out of here, y'all, we can't leave without talking about P. Diddy and Cassie and this lawsuit that this man has. Did we already talk? We already had that conversation. Wasn't that what we talked about? Hold on.
About Dave? Yes.
Yeah. Okay, oops, never mind. Not that one. Yeah, we already went there. Anything else y'all want to talk about or get out? We just hanging out tonight, talking about whatever subjects we can talk about.
Now, did y'all see that all of these billionaires are meeting up at this summer camp? Shade Room posted it, I think, today.
What is it about?
It's 200 billionaires. I can't think of the name of it. It's called Camp something. And apparently they meet like once a year. And so it's going to be Bill Gates, blah, blah, blah. A lot of people. Apparently Oprah typically goes, but she's not going to be there this year. I don't know if you were able to find it when you looked it up.
Yeah, I'm looking it up right now.
Yeah, it's called Camp something. They all flew their private jets in. They had pictures of all the private jets, landed.
Well, dang it. Y'all, who is Bryce Hall that had a lawsuit? I digress. I'm still looking for it. But who is Bryce Hall that had a lawsuit against 50 Cent? Do y'all know anything about that?
I don't know anything about that.
It said that Bryce, that he has a lawsuit against, 50 Cent has a lawsuit against Bryce, attempting to stop the release of their new movie, Skull House. No, it's something we're gonna have to take a look at. Okay, let me see. Is it called a billionaire camp?
It was something like I think the headline was billionaire summer camp. 200 billionaires fly to camp something, and they showed the building. They talked about who was going to be there.
Okay.
Yeah. So I know
Oh,
Shay had to post it today.
I found it. So it says summer camp for billionaires. What to know? Summer camp for billionaires draws tech. Oh, that's not. They just telling you what to know. That ain't what we looking for. All right, let's go back. Why Sun Valley has never failed. Bay Area summer camp for billionaires. What to know? Is it Sun Valley Billionaire Camp? Does that sound familiar? It's telling me. Let me see. Yeah, that ain't it. Billionaire.
I know Bill Gates is one of the attendees. All the names that we know.
Uh-huh.
And it's about 200 of them, they say.
I see all the private planes. Is that it? The private jets. Look.
Mm-hmm. That looks like the picture.
Is that it with all the flights?
Yeah. Is that the story?
So I'm looking. Freeman in the airport during the Allen Company. An estimated 175 private jets touched down in Sun Valley, Idaho on Tuesday, kicking off the secretive annual retirement colloquy known as Summer Camp for Billionaires. It's not really telling us. It says less than 4 weeks ago, Congress passed President Trump's tax and spending bill, which experts project will cut the healthcare. That ain't it.
Yeah, that's the photo. And that first line you read, that's what I'm talking about. But I don't know if that particular article is expounding on it. But I just think that's so interesting.
Nope, it's not. Not telling me. We'll have to find it. I'll have to find it.
Yeah.
I didn't even know such thing even existed.
Mm-hmm.
Shade room. Yeah, I have to find it. It ain't on here.
Yeah, so now we know Diddy can't go because he in jail. JayZ
Right.
probably not invited because they got smut on his name right now.
Tyler Perry ain't gonna want to go.
Apparently Oprah like, I'm not going, she's not going this year for some reason.
There's a reason, and Tyler Perry dang show ain't.
Right, they don't want Tyler Perry there this year.
And Kanye West really, I guess, his billionaire
Now,
status.
Kanye not invited at all.
He can't come.
He not coming.
He don't know how to act.
He definitely don't. He'd tell all they business.
He done went off on all of them.
He said you had Tyler on your thumbnail too.
Yeah, so I was going to talk about Tyler Perry and this $260 million. I wanted to talk a little bit about Derek and if we think that, let me get this off of here. If we think that that's something that's going to be like it's there, this is what I'm hearing is that this is something that this man brought out a $260 million lawsuit, but that what he's trying to do, him and his attorneys are trying to do is they're calling for other people to come out against him, right? But if you recall, like the guy that just came out,
Mm-hmm.
Wells, right? That he went to the lawyer and he tried to get them to help him or whatever. But he's saying basically what Derek is trying to do is to get people to come out to build his case up, right? To make it look like it's not just him, that this is happening. Tyler Perry's doing this to other people, but he needs them to come and testify on his behalf. But like when Wells went to him, they weren't trying to help him. They was like, I'm busy with this, but I'll turn you on to somebody else, and never did. What do you guys think about this? Do you think this is going to be something that can stick? That there's going to be I just don't feel like there's going to be this $260 million lawsuit against him, because for one, in the text messages to me, it didn't feel like he was giving him pushback saying, look, I told you I told you I don't want you to make passes at me like this. All I want to do is work. You said that I could have a job, and you said you take this and help me get on. You didn't say that I would have to come and let you touch on me against my will. So, but it didn't feel like he gave him pushback when he was trying, if allegedly he was trying to do it. Do y'all think this is something that is going to make it through the courts that Tyler Perry should be worried about? Or Tyler Perry's so big, he's big enough that this thing is probably just going to go away anyway? What do y'all think?
I think it's gonna go away. I don't think it's gonna go through the courts or whatever. Tyler Perry is gonna find a way for it to disappear.
Do you believe it's true though?
Yeah.
You believe it happened?
Mm-hmm.
I believe it happened. Let me back up. What I really wish would have happened is that Christian Keys, is that right?
Yeah.
I wish he would have just came clean and said we had to stay. But again, they're saying they know for a fact Christian Keys was made a settlement. He's not talking about it. He won't say anything about it, but that he made a settlement. But now he's having issues, right? So what are the issues? Who's giving him the problems? I think they try to take him down. Hey, Ari, are we talking about Tyler Perry? Go ahead.
I was going to say Christian is saying that it's the network, because he's saying whatever is going on with the network. He's a producer, whatever, of All the Queen's Men.
Right.
He created it, but he wasn't given the trailer ahead of time. He wasn't able to review it. Whatever is going on with the BET, the network.
Yeah. So what I'm hearing is that I'm just kind of dipping in and dipping out. A lot of people are like you, Harlem. They don't think that it's going to make any headway, like it's not going to get any leeway. They're not going to get to the court system. He's not going to get $260 million, but there may be some kind of settlement to make him go away.
Well, I think if they're trying to get people, to come out and join in, they're really pushing for it not to go away.
They're pushing for it not to go away. They are.
But the other guy, to me, it's clearly an attack on Black billionaires. But the other young man who came out with his story, he's alleging that somebody other than Tyler Perry did something to him, but that person is part of Tyler Perry Studios. So maybe that's why they don't want him. They want Tyler Perry himself. Right. But I agree with you with the text messages. It just sounds like flirting.
Yeah, I do. I feel like maybe he is. So I listened to Don Lemon, right? I feel like maybe it was just a lot of flirting in the text messages. They said that if Tyler Perry just go ahead and come out and say that's how he is, that he would be very free. But if this man continues to, because if this man continues to push this lawsuit and it does get into a court, there's a lot of stuff that will come out. And
I don't think Tyler Perry is an abuser. And Tyler Perry has already kind of come out, if you want to look at it like that. He did an interview with Oprah when Oprah still had the Oprah show, where he talked about his abuse. And as a child, he was abused by men and women.
yes,
And in that interview, he says that he struggles with his sexuality. To me, that reads, I like men and women. When you say I struggle with my sexuality. So I think it was something he felt was a consequence of being sexually abused, but he was trying to overcome. But, you know, according to the text messages, which I'm not surprised about, he was interested and he was flirting, and he probably thought the guy was reciprocating. I don't think he thought he was collecting receipts to make a bigger claim at a later date. But I mean, 260 million is outrageous. But I think the point of it is to get attention. Right? That's a large sum of money. You know, so you want to be taken seriously. You want to get the attention.
Yep, that's a lot of money. And like a $260,000, I mean, $1 million. That's a lot.
Because somebody called you thick. Okay.
Yeah.
First of all, I thought thick was a compliment, but okay.
That's a lot of money. Yeah. So I don't know. But it just remains to be seen. Like, we'll continue to follow it because I don't know which way it go. But Tyler Perry was so unbothered by it. He was like, just chill out. You know, we got this. Basically, we got this. But I put him in the title because I wanted to see what you guys, you know, kind of felt about it. Like, do you think this is going to go any further? Do you think he's going to be a settlement where Tyler Perry's going to settle? But like you said, it doesn't feel like that he's trying to settle. He's trying to get what he asked for because he is making a call to people to come out. Like, but then Wells was like, I came to you for help. I didn't come to you so I can help you. Who gonna help me? When we talk about Mr. Wells, Simone, who is an attorney, was like, I think that Wells's situation is not gonna have any traction for the simple fact is he settled for the $500,000 already. And when he saw that Derek came out asking for 260 million, then he just let it all hang out. Do y'all think that's what happened? You know, I took the $500,000 and he asked for 260 million. Maybe I need to go revisit this. But do you think that he, you know, is going to get traction?
So Wells, that's what he kind of said. He said that he gave Derek information to come out to help him with his lawsuit. So that's probably why, he came out because he was like, okay, so they gonna look at his lawsuit, but then I'm all forgot about.
And it's true. I just feel sorry for Wells because it doesn't seem like anybody's trying to help him.
So Wells, did Simone say anything as far as those laws that he was quoting because he was the disabled veteran, that it was not supposed to be? Remember he said it wasn't supposed to be things because he was the disabled veteran?
Yes, let me see.
Did she say anything about those?
I think she said she said a lot, and I didn't even take notes, but she was really leaning toward the fact that possibly he wasn't going to get, like, he took the $500,000. That was the settlement, like, despite of what he was like, because it happened in Atlanta, and they're filing in Los Angeles because of the laws in Los Angeles. He said because the statute of limitation have been met in Atlanta. And so if a judge will even look at it in California, maybe he has some traction, but I forget what she said around the laws of what he's specifically talking about. You have to go look at Don Lemon interview with her, okay? And we can
Oh,
talk
she
about
was
it.
on Don Lemon.
Yes, yes. They
Oh, okay. I didn't even know.
Yeah,
Okay.
for a long time, and she said a lot. But I think that what they're trying to do is because the statute is a little bit longer in California than it is in, I think Atlanta is like 6 months, where California is like 2 years or something like that. But that's why they're trying to file in California. And he was saying that his attorney never told him about the California and his rights. And so that's what his argument was. And so she was like, only way that she could see it happen, I believe, is that if a judge would even look at it in California, since it happened in Atlanta. So,
I think since the thing happened with Diddy and Cassie and he immediately settled and she still came out with all this stuff, people now are handling these things differently. If this was before Diddy and Cassie, Tyler would probably settle it for $4 or $5 million. It's nothing to him. But since you want to kind of drag my name through the mud and do all this stuff, I think these celebrities have seen what happens when you settle too quickly. It's too encouraging. So they want to fight it out a little bit more. And also, did you see what's going on in the case with Shannon Sharp?
let's talk about that, because I posted the video and I was saying, when the situation with Diddy came out and the trial started, all these other people we were talking about kind of fell by the wayside. And so I haven't got an update on what was going on with Shannon with the $50 million lawsuit. So
And he tried to settle it for $10 million.
So we knew that, right?
We did.
Yeah.
But I think that's kind of outrageous that $10 million is not good enough. But to me, that's just somebody that wants to bring this to the courts. But apparently, he was just in court. I believe it was this week, and opposing counsel was not in court, so her lawyers were not there.
Didn't we hear that? Yes, I heard that.
Yeah, I saw it on Law and Crime, I think today.
Yeah, that they didn't show up.
They did not show up. So his team has asked for, I think, a 90-day extension for something. But they want to, apparently Shannon Sharp's team want to litigate the case. They do not want to settle.
They must feel like they got something in their back pockets then.
Well, to me, it's a very similar thing. We see these text messages going back and forth, where she's asking for a lot of things. I think probably what she may have on her side, well, one, being white, but two, being really young.
Yeah.
And he said the part about the choking.
She's legal age. They can't do that. She still was able to consent. For me,
I absolutely agree with that. But I'm sorry, Harlem, go ahead.
Oh, I didn't say anything. That was Phases.
I'm sorry. I don't want to talk over
anybody. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Gray.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. I think that's absolutely the case. You don't want to treat adults like they're literal children. But when you think about taking it in front of a civil jury of 12 people, they may have some sympathy for her for that reason. Now, she's also an OnlyFans model, so she's no stranger to putting on performances. Here's
my thing. She was in this relationship. They was like doing role plays and they were it was all good, right? What went wrong? Something went wrong, and now she wants $50 million. I don't think that's right. Like, I feel like what the role play was. You know how y'all conducted things. You followed him to Vegas. He moved to Vegas. You followed him over there. Like, how is it that you now get to come and file a lawsuit against him because you were following him around the United States?
Well, it's one of those things where, I said yes 99 times, but one time I didn't want to do it. It's the same. It's that same argument, right? I did want him to put a dog collar on me and choke me and call me a bunch of names 79 times. But that
Right.
81st time I didn't, but 83, 84, 85, I did again. And then
Yeah.
91, I kind of didn't. You know what I'm saying?
And you know, no means no. So if I said no the 82nd time and then the 83rd time, it's not right to him. But right then when he said no, he should have said no more. No more. You said
To
no.
me,
The women that you can have. That'd be my thing. If they start acting funny and they've been with it all this time and something ain't right, you know who you are. You gotta watch who you bringing around you. You gotta be
when I
careful.
read the text messages between them and hear the voice recordings between, it looks like to me she lured him into those situations. It
It
looks
does
like
to
to
me
me
too.
before they start texting and calling, she said, "Hey, I really want to be turned on when you get here. So talk to me dirty so I can be turned on." I mean, it was a setup whole
It was.
time.
It was because listen, he invited you to his house, and all he did, like this is like me and Harlem. I think we talked about this. We ain't coming back. I come to your house, you open the door, you ain't say nothing, and you just walk back up the stairs. Okay, are you gonna say hi, welcome, come in, anything? So she go in. You go upstairs to his room. He still ain't said nothing. He just go get in the shower, get butt naked, go get in the shower, and come back. Now y'all laying both on y'all back. He butt naked. Then all of a sudden he start touching you. It's on. Then he rolls over and he starts snoring. Then he wake up and we do it all over again and tell you got to get out because I got work. Like that's what you wanted to do. Why are you
Right.
go like I don't know.
Because she figured maybe she'd give $50 million. If I was her, I would have took the 10 million. You know what I'm saying?
Me too, because just give me the 10 million. Let me go on about my life. I won't bother you no more.
Yeah, but I feel like if he, that she's making the price so high, he's not going to pay his lawyers 50 million to, do this. Even if he pays his lawyers like $1 million total and it goes in front of a jury, and even if she gets a settlement, it's probably not going to be 50 million. So, not based on those text messages that we see, and he probably has other things that he could say in his defense. So, yeah.
What's the update on? I'm sorry, but what's the update on Russell Simmons now? Don't he have to come back to the state and answer for something?
Did somebody hear that?
I did.
Russell Simmons is going after that documentary.
But isn't there somebody that's suing him for the R word and he has to now come and answer for it? Like February the 13th, it was a lawsuit filed or something.
I remember
Okay.
he got served in Valley, but I don't remember if he had to come when he had to come.
Okay.
But I know he was going after the people with the documentary.
I remember him.
Is it a civil suit?
What'd you say?
Is it a civil suit?
I think it's civil. Mm-hmm, it's civil.
Okay. Well, then it must be a deposition. He's going to try to do that virtually, trust.
He's coming back over here. He's like,
they don't have to worry about Russell coming over here for that. I think what he said, what happened to Diddy?
He said, I'm good.
That whole thing, it's a before Diddy and it's a after Diddy, okay? From now on, AD mean after Diddy, okay? Because these stars are doing stuff different. You saw what happened. He tried to turn himself in. He tried to play along. Yeah.
They're gonna do it different. They're gonna do it different because when he tried to do it right, they came for him anyway 2 days early. Like I came out here, got a place to stay, and you still did me, or you still set me up.
Bad, real bad.
Yeah. Yeah.
And now you see he got found guilty on so many. I'm sorry, not guilty on so many things, and they still try to keep him there. So, yeah. So
Tisa said that the judge is working right now to make sure, like, the judge is not going to give him a tap on the wrist because it would make him look crazy if he just gave him a tap on the wrist and let him out because he didn't let him go the day of the verdict.
I don't think that's the case. I'm gonna make a prediction here, guys. So you guys are gonna get to see if my prediction comes right.
Okay.
That they're gonna have to be fair with him in sentencing. Because I think they've overreached, and it's really a lot of egg on the faces of a lot of people. So now look, you basically have a prostitution charge with no minimum. Nobody does time for these things. And you're gonna really try to stand out again and overreach again? You really want to put yourself in that position?
And he has no formal convictions.
Right. So, and even if he did, they would be so old they wouldn't even apply to this. So the question the judge is going to have to ask himself is, okay, the heat of the moment has passed. Do I really want to get caught up in this? Or do I want to be seen as even-handed and fair? And also, if he hands down something too heavy, do I want it overturned in appellate court? So the best way to avoid all of that and walk away with his dignity is to go ahead and give him a reasonable sentence. The judge can still walk away with his dignity.
Right, but
the prosecution can't.
But I do think, Gray, and now I could be wrong because a lot of people ain't agree. A few people are not agreeing with me with this, but I thought the judge was fair, and I think that the reason he's saying, "Hey, y'all, go look and see what you can find on a situation like this that's similar," so that it will assist him in making the decision, right? So that he is doing things the right way. So for me, I don't think that he's gonna like giving 20 years, run concurrent, whatever. I don't think that. I think that he's going to try to be fair about it. But then other people on the other side are saying, well, no, the prosecution got eggs thrown in their face. So the judge trying to help them look better and trying to lean toward their side. But I feel like, maybe I missed something, but I felt like the judge was fair the entire trial. That's what I think. And so I feel like now he's trying to continue that and be fair and say both sides, I need y'all to go look, see what you can find. These are what are we looking for under this situation, and let me know what you got because I want to do this the right way. The right way is for me. What I think now that we're here is that give him time served, give him some probation time. By the time October comes, he's served over a year. And in this situation, for these charges with no priors, he could do that. My opinion. Hey, y'all, we just need a few more likes. If you would hit the like button, it's for free, and that's a free way to support the channel. We appreciate you so much. If you're not subscribed, go ahead and subscribe to the channel so you can come back so you can get into our exclusive rooms. Shout out to Harlem. She has gifted another membership tonight. We are so thankful for you, Harlem. So if you get a membership, thank Harlem for gifting a free membership tonight.
I think the judge definitely wants to appear fair.
So you're not your honest opinion. I'm sorry, I always cut you off, and I don't mean to. Okay, I'm sorry.
It's a conversation. I get it.
Yeah, your honest opinion. You think that he wants to only appear. You don't think he's like trying to be fair as he reasonably can within the law?
Or he may be trying to be, but throughout this trial, I noticed that I felt pro-prosecution. Lots of reasons. One, they went right and kicked the black juror off. They have these preemptory strikes that they get to do. The prosecution, I believe they had 7 they could do. They spent 6 of them on black jurors. Mm-hmm. So they were playing a race card the whole time. The judge let them do it. Also, when Mark Anifilo was doing his closing statement, afterwards, the prosecution objected. And the defense said, well, if you want to give him an instruction, don't do it while he's doing his closing argument. As soon as the jury came back in, he did it right in front of the jury. Like, I can name like 3-4 more things like that where it kind of prejudices you the other way. He allowed the testimony of Brianna to stay in, even though it was clear she had perjured herself. He didn't even give an instruction to disregard the testimony. Remember, that's when they moved for a mistrial.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I felt that was so obvious. And when he gave his argument, he said, well, maybe she doesn't remember, when it happened. It was a long time ago and she was on a lot of drugs. Okay, Judge, that's what you're saying is the reason it should be stricken because it's not reliable testimony. So, however, that said, I think he wanted to appear fair. I think.
I mean, yeah, there are times where I was like, ooh, well, why did he do that? Like that wasn't right. I mean, there was times on both sides I felt like that, right? Like for admitting some things that maybe shouldn't have been admitted, or from the defense or from the prosecution or whatever. So for me, I still feel like he wasn't leaning one way or another. I don't know.
I agree with you. It wasn't obvious. I've watched court cases where it's extremely obvious, right?
You know he did that, right? This one, and he's a new judge, right? So, and that's really why I thought, oh my gosh, maybe he is going to support prosecution, and Diddy's done. And I thought that, but then as we were going through the trial, I was like, okay, that was fair. Oh, wait a minute, why did he do that? And it was like, oh, okay, well, that was, so it wasn't blatantly blatantly out there that he was trying to be lean one way or the other.
Yeah. And you see, now he's asked for case law on both sides.
Yes.
So to me, that's an indication that whoever makes the most compelling argument based on case law, that's the sentence that I'm going to go with. And it should be a lot of case law to support letting him out on time served.
I hope so, because that's what I think should happen. I think that they're going to find that. But there were other people saying, listen, this is the Mann Act. And you're not going to find a lot of situations under the Mann Act that they can present.
I think they are going to find a lot. We know about a lot of high profile people who have been persecuted under this, but regular people get charged with this too. That's true. And I think, just basically there's no need to even have force or coercion. It's just transporting across state lines. Yeah. It's that flat out simple. And in this case, because he was adjudicated of all the other things, you can't include anything about sex trafficking or anything. He was adjudicated on those things. So according to the jury, all he did was transport them across state lines. So according to the law, that's what the judge should consider.
Wow. Yeah.
So that means he would be on par with just some guy who traveled from New York to New Jersey, had somebody in the car, and he got caught in charge. He should be on that level. 2 counts of it. And it seems like the count for Cassie should be falling off because it's too old.
But I don't think they're going to do that.
Well, the only reason they had a chance to include it is because it was also a RICO. If that charge is not connected to a RICO, it falls off.
Then it should fall off.
Now, keep in mind, I'm not a law expert, so there could be some finagling here or there. But I've tried to listen to as many of these lawyers talk as I can.
Yeah, I'm trying to get us one on here. We're just trying to work out the date, because I have a lot of questions that I just want to hear, like from a lawyer, a professional's perspective, right? That can really give us ins and outs. So I'm gonna make that happen. But yeah, this is good stuff. This is good talk. Everybody has, their opinions of what's going to happen. At the end of the day, I really thought he was going to let him out that day too. And I think a majority of people thought he was going to be let out that day. So we don't know what he's going to do. But
he said, Mr. Combs, you don't want to go back to the MDC.
He said that
indicates strongly that you're going to let him go.
That's what made me think that. That's what I was like, he was saying that just to say that. He's getting ready to let this man out. And that's what Diddy thought too. And that's what his family thought.
Mhm.
Because he was like, oh, I don't want to go back over there. And I was thinking that man get ready to let him out and put him on house arrest or something until sentencing, but he get ready to get out today. And I was that was the shocking part to me, is that he didn't get out that day.
And he waited to the end of the day. Did you notice that? He said he was going to make a decision at 5 o'clock.
Hey, that was cold.
He said he wanted the letters in by 1, but he wasn't going to make the decision until 5.
Yeah.
And I'm
Why?
like, okay, so that's what I'm like. To me, that's a little gamesmanship right there. But I do think he had the prosecution breathing down his neck, and he also had to walk out of that courthouse, and he may not have known what the public would say, what the media would say. But now that he's seen is so many people, top lawyers saying it's wrong for Diddy to still be there, I think he might feel better saying time served, and they can still go with the probation and all the things that go with it.
Did you see that what he has up there? Go to the podcast of Soul. OG breakdown a real seg trafficking.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, that happened in Brooklyn. Wait, I'm gonna go see that.
Yeah, and that was real. The things he talked about in that video, I think he posted yesterday, was real sex trafficking.
You saw it?
I saw his video. I saw Sean G's video. Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. I can't wait to see it. I'm gonna see that tonight. So I wanted to talk about tomorrow. We will have a special guest. We'll be on at 7:30 p.m. Central Time, 8:30 Eastern. I can get the time right because I didn't get our time right tonight. And we're going to talk to a movie and film producer who has #1 movie on All Black called Darwin, and before that he had the #1 movie on All Black Staycation. And so he's going to be here just talking about the industry and the morals and the values and the behind the scenes of this industry. And do we really think this is a shakedown of our Black billionaire men, and that are they allowing them to get so far up the ladder and then just crush them? You know what I'm saying? Or is it really that these men are really violating women and they were afraid to come out for whatever reasons, and now it's a new day and they're just coming out telling their truth, and people are going to jail. R. Kelly doing 30 years. P. Diddy sitting in jail waiting on sentencing. So what are we thinking about that? Is this a shakedown, or is this stuff really happening, or are these people really consenting and now you want to go after their money? I don't know.
Well, do we really believe that it's only Black guys out here doing bad behavior?
Not at all.
So,
Think that if you have common sense, you cannot think it's just our Black people doing
right.
no.
And now it's so many out here. Look at all the people we've talked about tonight.
Yes.
It's really lopsided.
Yeah, and I had 6 people in it. So and it just seems like it's becoming the norm. Like we're just sitting and waiting for the next person. Next. Who's next? Who's next in line? And like we've always said, it's bigger than this. It's bigger than this. It's the powers that be somewhere. I don't know.
Well, maybe at that little camp conference thing
We're gonna have to check into that conference. What y'all
Club Elite,
Well, y'all, listen. I enjoyed it again tonight. I'm sorry it was a whole hour late. Harlem had to say, "Hey, did you forget us?" Because I was thinking 8:30, and I put 7:30 Central, so the whole chat was in here waiting on me. I'm sorry, y'all. I do appreciate y'all being here. Thank you for hitting the like button. Thank y'all for subscribing. Harlem, thank you for gifting a free membership. On next week, also, we're going to have a private membership room. So you get your membership, and we'll have a special guest in that room. We're still working on the logistics of that. Gray, Harlem, Berta, the whole chat, everybody that's in here, thank y'all for coming. Thank y'all for helping us. One subscriber at a time. We getting there. We getting there. I appreciate y'all. Anything else y'all have before we go?
No.
This was always good.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, we only supposed to be 12 or 13% of the population, but in these high profile cases, what are our men represent about 98% of the high profile cases that have come forward.
Fact.
Statistically, that's extremely unlikely.
Yep.
You know, so it's definitely racially motivated. You know, we don't even have one white celebrity that's high profile that's in the spotlight being accused like this right now.
Well, we don't. What
Do
about
we?
Weinstein?
Oh, I count him as Jewish.
Oh, okay. Okay.
And also his case is over now.
Yeah, so you're saying just currently like what is
Yeah,
happening?
like current, like 2024, 2025.
Yeah.
You know, all of this stuff we're talking about is between 2024 and 2025.
Yeah. That's crazy how this is happening.
Mm-hmm.
But it's happening. It's a real thing. And these men are having a fight for that.
I think Cat Wiggins said all lies will be exposed in 2024, but maybe he meant 2025 too.
Whatever he meant, it's happening right now. It's happening right now. All right. Anybody else? Harlem, you good?
Yeah. Yeah, I was just putting a message in the chat.
Okay. Yeah, so y'all, again, be here tomorrow to join in. Bring your questions that you have. We'll have another good conversation tomorrow. Again, a lawyer will be here next week. We're just working those logistics out. And then we're going to have our members only room. I'm excited about that. It'll be the first one. So again, y'all have a good Saturday night, the rest of your night. I know it's late. And then we'll see y'all right back here tomorrow in the chat.
All right. Thank you so much for everything.
All right.
All right.
Thank
Good
you.
night.
Okay.
Good night.
All right, Harlem. Thank you for everything. Bye, guys.